once again with another Geek Culture Congress. And we are going in today, ladies and gentlemen. But first and foremost, I introduce to you my co-host, as always, the great and talented Mr. Tarek Lewis. Tarek, what's up?
I'm certainly present and ready to speak.
And then, of course, the king of late night radio here in Tampa, Florida, Mr. Joey Franchise. Joey, let him know what time it is.
Mr. Lewis, I'm starting not to feel so well.
Yeah, if you know the people who are listening to this don't know that I got my Infinity Gauntlet replica on because we're going to talk about some Ant-Man and Wasp today. Yes, we're going to get into some. I guess we'll do some spoiler free like we always do, and then we'll get into some spoiler full stuff. Of course, if you don't know who I am Speedy Jr. Luis Gonzalez, and welcome to Geek Culture Congress. And guys, Ant-Man and Wasp has come and is still in movie theaters right now as we speak. Can I get your spoiler-free review, Mr. Tarek Lewis?
All right, so it's an action movie, right? So the action was good. Fight scenes were good.
Yeah.
The plot, if you're of a certain education, you can certainly follow along. If you have anything less than a doctorate,
Yeah.
you may get a little stuck on some of the stuff they're talking about. But it makes for some good moments.
Yeah.
Like the villain. Villain was decent. But it just didn't quite. You ever see somebody with a really nice outfit on and then their hands are ashy? And they got broccoli in their teeth?
Something always ruins it, right?
Yeah. That's how it was for me. So I think if you're a Marvel fan,
horrible.
Definitely worth watching. If you're not a Marvel fan, please don't watch this movie first.
Yeah.
You might have a bad taste in your mouth.
Yeah, if you like Paul Rudd, support him.
Yeah, he's a funny guy.
Yeah, but just didn't quite.
It hurts, Tarek. It hurts a lot.
Well, life is pain. Speedy, I don't know what to tell you.
All right. So how about a scale then? Give me a scale 1 to 5.
1 to 5. It's got a 2.5.
2.5? It was
Yeah.
just hanging in there, huh?
2.5.
Didn't even get him. Oh, it's about medium. Medium.
Yeah.
Halfway through. That's good.
Yeah, it's a 2.5.
2.5.
It's a quarter pounder with
Middle of the
cheese,
pack.
not
Is
quite
what I
a
meant to
Big
say.
Mac.
Middle of the pack.
Yeah.
Right.
Mr. Joey Franchise, give us your spoiler-free review.
With Tarek, I'm with him on the action. I thought the action sequences were good. I think Marvel kind of, they did a pretty good job of delivering, their first kind of female lead in the universe. So they did a pretty good job rolling her out. One thing you gotta love about the movie, one thing is Paul Rudd, and I love Michael Peña's character, Luis.
Yeah.
Like, the comedy in it is great. I love when he does his little dialogue stuff, when he breaks things down. The villain, not too crazy, but I kind of expected more.
Really?
From that story, or that narrative. But it was cool because I feel like Ghost was the main villain in the movie, but if she wasn't kind of like a villain, I don't know. It was kind of really weird. Hard for me to really kind of grasp that character. I understand the motive behind it, but I don't feel like the movie had like a true villain.
It was a forgettable villain.
Yeah, I would say that.
Yeah, it definitely was a forgettable villain. So what would you give it on your scale before we move on to my
I'll
take?
give it a 3. Keep it right
3?
there in the middle.
Solid 3. All right. I enjoyed it for the most part. Like I said, it's definitely it has a kid appeal to the movie. It's definitely good if you have kids. I recommend the movie. It does have a silliness to it that may take away from anything serious that you're used to in Marvel movies. But
Take your time. Let him work through you.
I need help today. That's why I need help, guys.
The power of the gauntlet right there is.
Marvel has a problem with the forgettable villains, and it's just another forgettable villain. I get it. They threw in a lot of Ant-Man, Easter eggs, so some characters that are in the comic book lore and stuff like that, which is cool. They alluded to and they didn't really use or use as little plot devices for other characters. But if you're not on top of your 1960s Ant-Man, all that stuff gets lost to anybody else. So, the action was good. The acting was pretty good. Of course, Wasp steals the show. I'm. You know what? We had Albert Albert Damas here last week, and he said that he wasn't a fan of having Ant-Man kind of like the dummy character, like the dumb man character, and it was a little bit of that. I get it. I get where he was coming from in this movie. But other than that, it was entertaining. It was cool to see the things of the quantum verse and how it works and stuff like that. Yeah. That was pretty cool. And of course, if you don't stay for the mid-credit scene, well, you're just a fool. It's important, okay?
Yeah, very.
So I got a confession, guys. I didn't stay for the.
No,
you didn't stay for that.
I stayed for that part.
Can we
but
ruin it for you?
I didn't stay for the post
The
credits.
very end.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah,
very,
it wasn't
no,
worth it.
you didn't miss anything.
Okay, all right.
The mid one was important.
Yeah.
The post one was a troll. We'll get into later.
Definitely trolling. Like I think Marvel's just making that
Marvel's
habit.
just trolling us now.
It's just the same way you got trolled at the end of Spider-Man: Homecoming,
Yeah.
like the very end.
Yeah,
You'll
it
get
was the
trolled
same
just
thing.
like that way.
Yeah, same thing. So definitely, I stick with a 3. Maybe leading to a 2.5. I would say if you're not a Marvel fan, if you're just a casual Marvel movie watcher, you'll definitely give it a 2.5. Definitely. Yeah. So let's get into the spoiler alert. Spoiler alert. And I will relinquish the gauntlet to Mr. Tarek Lewis because I
Lighting
know
up as we speak.
he's gonna make some plot devices disappear right now.
Oh yeah, I'm taking this back in time. This movie's never getting made.
It's left-handed then. The gauntlet's left-handed. Okay. All right. There you go.
That's awesome. I'm left-handed. It works. It really works out.
All right. So, plot starts and it's a flashback, of course, to Janet Van Dyne and the original Ant-Man, Hank Pym, and getting on the horse quickly. They're going off and to try and stop some kind of nuclear, I guess, missile or something like that.
Yeah.
Or some kind of missile, ballistic missile that's heading somewhere to blow people up, probably innocent people up.
Right.
I'm not really sure if they explained who was gonna get blown up or anything.
Yeah, it was like some country or
Some country or I don't know. Anyway, the most important thing is that to stop the missile, because they could not shrink or could not cut through the metal of the missile. Janet Van Dyne, who is played by
Michelle Pfeiffer.
Michelle Pfeiffer, yes.
Still looks good. She
She looks good, yeah. I like how they make her look. Yeah,
I love that
They had a
too.
bunch of age reduction scenes there.
Oh, yeah.
I know we'll get into later. But she shrinks quantum size to get into the little circuits of the missile, and lo and behold, stops the missile. But unfortunately, gets stuck in the quantum realm forever, or we seem to believe forever.
went straight subatomic.
Yeah. So they they flash back to now, and Hank Pym has some ideas of how to possibly build some kind of quantum tunnel to try and fish her out of the quantum realm.
Yeah.
Because she believes that she might still be alive, I guess, according to some things that happened in the
because-
first Ant-Man. I don't know. I was confused in this part.
He went to the quantum verse.
Yeah.
He
The
came
first one.
back.
Right, and he had some like
had a dream.
cues or a dream or something like that.
Yeah. He's having some dreams. He's was he on parole?
Currently on house arrest.
Yeah, he's currently in house
I think he was on
arrest,
3 months house arrest.
Yeah.
He took like some plea bargain after the whole
after the whole Civil War thing.
stuff.
Yeah, and he that was I like the funny part that the Jimmy Woo character is actually Agent of Shield, or maybe he was a former Agent of Shield and now he's works for the FBI now.
Okay.
Interesting.
I don't know.
I never got
but
that
I know
deep
in the
into
comic
Agents
book,
of Shield.
the Jimmy Woo guy, he's an Agent of Shield.
Okay, gotcha.
And, he has his own little adventures and stuff like that in those books. But it was cool. It was cool to see that character brought to life by the actor, and he they I guess they open. Did they open or they open it briefly? Right, the
what?
tunnel, where Janet is stuck. Right. So they
no, he
open
has
it
a dream.
briefly.
He has that dream.
And he has that dream.
He has that dream,
He's
yeah.
still under house arrest, and he has that dream because he did kind of open it up a bit, right?
Yeah.
The tunnel or something like that.
Yeah.
I don't remember.
Janet's
He was doing an experiment.
Janet Van Dyne is like she's been in the quantum world for what over 30 years or so.
Right.
Yeah.
So it's like she's now like can communicate with anyone that she's become part of the quantum realm. So that point in time where Scott Ant-Man is in the quantum realm, she
That's right.
manages to send a message through the dream. So
Yeah.
Interesting.
Now this is the part of a movie that I liked. I
Yeah?
liked not the quantum realm. I hate everything about that.
Really?
I like
Everything.
I'm intrigued to see what more what more the quantum realm has in store.
I may be exaggerating a little bit for podcast purposes, but
I want you to look at that camera, Tarek. Okay? And, I'm just kidding.
but I found it funny that catching up where he was during everything. This is going around the same time as Infinity War.
Right.
Catching up that he's out of jail. He's been on probation, house arrest for 2 years. He's hanging out with his daughter. Him and his friends have the security company. I liked this part of the movie. I thought it was funny, and I thought it was good to get all that, because that's like a big question. It was like, where was he and all the Infinity War stuff, or whatever else has happened? Where's he been?
Right.
So it was good to see him catch up. Quantumverse stuff, I was like, okay.
Well, we're gonna delve into that because obviously it's gonna be important.
Yeah, but I did like that part that he was, and then he had his dream, and that's where he was seeing through her eyes, wasn't he?
That's right. Yeah, and he gave her some little cues or clues, some things that only his daughter would know, like where she used to play hide and go seek and stuff like that, and what the actual bureau that she used to hide in actually looked like, or the dresser, should I say?
Yeah.
So they contact him. They get him out of the house with I like this, some kind of pet ant that they have,
Hank and Hope,
and they program the ant to do exactly what he does every day while he's in house arrest. At the same kind of schedule too.
That was slick how they got the bracelet off. That thing looked like it was really on there.
Yeah.
On his ankle.
They shrunk it, I guess. I don't know.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
I guess it's a Marvel movie, guys.
Did something. Yeah.
They did something to it. We also see the collection of cars.
That was awesome.
Shrink.
Yeah.
The way that they Hank Pym and his daughter have survived, because obviously the government's been chasing them as well. They've been shrinking their whole their whole operation and just rolling it out like a like a suitcase.
Yeah. Now, see, I like this scene and them rolling out the Hot Wheels thing.
Yeah.
But here's where I had the issue. I'm a big plot person.
Yeah.
They're on the run because he took their technology and used it during the Civil War movie.
Right.
Why are they? If somebody takes your phone and calls in a bomb threat, are you liable for the bomb threat?
Yeah,
it makes no sense that you're on the run.
It's a bad plot device.
It's a very bad plot device.
I think so.
Yeah,
I just think they
still was
get,
trying to. That's probably one of the main things I couldn't grasp. Where it was really on the
I would have been okay if they said, "Listen, these guys have technology and they didn't register with the Soviet course. That's why we're trying to."
Or if they had knowingly helped them.
They have weapons, special weapons or special technology, and they need to register with the Soviet courts, which they didn't. That's why we're looking for them.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? They already passed their deadline or whatever.
Yeah.
We weren't. You know what I'm saying? That it was they could have used that plot device a lot better.
Yeah,
but
I wouldn't say it was a red flag. It was like a pink flag, yellow card.
I guess just to keep it simple for the age, the demographic, I guess is gonna see the movie.
Yeah, I guess so.
Incredibles is doing good in movie theater too. So
True.
Let's see here. Where am I at now? They need an actual piece to keep the tunnel open. The lady of the Wasp contacts this dealer, black market dealer, whose name is Sonny Birch, which apparently I guess Sonny Birch is a character in the actual comic book,
Right.
Or he has some more depth to him in the comic book than he did here. Here he's just a simple black market dealer douchebag, double crosser guy. So she makes a deal to meet up with him and to pay him some money for a certain piece of technology that they need to keep the tunnel open. And he does his double cross. She has to come back in the Wasp suit and kick some booty, which she does, which is actually some cool fight scenes here.
Yeah.
So if you're a fan of action,
she was definitely
really
badass.
good. Yeah, and definitely what puts a good exclamation point on this movie is the action scenes. So you'll enjoy that scene. And then after that, of course, to continue the action scene, where she's attacked by the antagonist of the movie, one of the antagonists of the movie, which is all we know. Well, we don't know her name is Ghost yet, but we'll call her Ghost because we find out what her name is later.
Yeah.
But she apparently can phase, so she creates a difficulty for the Wasp, and Scott has to intervene jump into I guess a temporary suit, a temporary Ant-Man suit that they made on the fly, and get in there and mix it up. And they apparently lose the piece, and then they go back, and we're back again to what we're talking about, the plot, thing. It's kind of like what they call it, hot potato. They're playing hot potato with a piece of technology for a bit.
That technology so many times in this movie.
Well, it was that little device that they needed to keep the thing. They were like playing like hot potato with it. Like now,
this is where it got murky for me.
Yeah.
I'm like, all right, you guys are. This is way too convoluted. It's like, well, in order to go to the quantum verse, we need a flux capacitor, and the flux capacitor has to go into the drive unit. And we only one I know what a drive unit is this light skinned black dude.
Yeah.
He's the only one. But of course, there's complications.
They're trying to keep it simple.
That was not simple.
That was complicated for everybody else. Come on. All right, so back and forth. They Ghost also steals. I guess they lose the actual lab because of course the lab is portable, can be shrunk and stuff like that. And it's just a big. To be honest with you, even here, and I'm trying to use this Wikipedia breakdown to help me explain everything, but pretty much it's like that. It's like a big hot potato of who has the pimp stuff now.
Yeah.
Throughout the whole movie.
Yeah,
it's like
Ghost has been trying to find.
Ghost is trying to kill herself, right? Yeah, and then the character that the Goliath, the person who plays who was Goliath in the past, Bill Foster, which is played by
Lawrence Fishburne.
And he is trying to help her. He feels like she's kind of like going down a dark path, and he's feeling bad about helping her now, although he does really want to help her.
Well, he doesn't let on that he knows her at first. Like I think they go to him for like a piece, and because they lose it, they lose the little tool.
Again, back to the hot potato with the technology.
They go to him for a thing, and he's sour, about something. It's what I call our new edition moment. It's where the group can't get back together. They've been arguing for too many years.
It's a big hot potato movie. He's like, I got the equipment. No, I got the lab now. No, I got the piece now. No, I got. And then even Ant-Man has to go giant size after the character that is the gangster, the Sony Birch guy. He gets the hot potato for a while. Yeah, and he's running with it. And he goes on a boat, and Ant-Man's got goes giant size, and then. It's just a big hot potato chase.
It's like one big heist film.
Yeah, it's like a big heist film. But they're not really they're robbing from each other. Yeah. Which is fine. There's a bunch of it's a cool movie. You'll enjoy it, but it is what it is. It really doesn't push the narrative of Infinity War or anything forward.
They made it really like the main point was obviously the main point of the movie was to bring Janet Van Dyne back, the original Wasp. And obviously they succeed during that whole thing after they get the lab back. Hank Pym goes into the quantum realm to fish her out. Obviously they send coordinates. She sends coordinates.
And then kind of takes over.
Which was dope because I like the way I thought that was a really funny part of the movie. Was when Janet was connected through. She connected with Scott. To kind of relay all, where she's at in the quantum realm. So basically, Janet was Scott, and it was so funny how like she was interacting with all of them.
That was a funny moment. That was that. I will give him that. I'll give him credit. That was a very funny moment. He's holding hands, and being all sensitive with Hank Pym. Yeah, she kind of possesses him almost.
They kind of
merge. And that was a good moment of the movie.
Well, make a long story short, at the end of the hot potato chase, of course the protagonists prevail. They get back into the lab, full size. They have some ant soldiers to stop Bill Foster from intervening in anything they're trying to do. Of course, because they're trying to send the special ship into the quantum realm to fish out. Because they now have the coordinates for
pass on the gauntlet.
Pass on the gauntlet there because we need help. It's to find a coordinate for Janet Van Dyne. So they send out the ship, and this is interesting. This whole like the kind of looks like Doctor Strange, like a psychedelic kind of stuff.
Yeah, they're basically inside of a lava lamp.
Right.
Pretty much. And it's dope because they actually have like weird like creatures in there too. They're actually trying to eat Hank
Yeah.
as he's in there, which makes me curious to see what more the quantum realm has to offer.
So I have some nerd information for you guys.
Oh, yeah?
Those creatures are actually real creatures. They actually really exist in the real world.
Really? What are
Really?
they?
They're tiny like organisms, but they can survive like space.
Yeah.
And they can die and come back. I saw it on the Cosmos with.
I was gonna say, did you Google that before you came to this?
No. I saw an episode of Cosmos with.
Just to stump us today. I was kidding.
Yeah, but they're actually real things.
All right. Cool.
Yeah.
So they win, of course. They win the day. They get back Janet. They find her, which there's a little bit of drama because he was kind of like losing his mind there. Of
This
course,
is
what
the
happens
part
into the
they really lost me. Like all this action sequence stuff is going on outside. You got to get the key, the remote. You got to get the piece again. Ant-Man goes big. He passes out. And all the time, Michael Douglas is taking his sweet time walking around his quantum verse.
He's old, man. He's an older gentleman.
Oh,
You know,
my
just
dude.
think about your like great grandfather. You know, when he was older. You know, around. You know, he wasn't in a hurry to go nowhere.
Man,
you know,
it was so like I was so bored. I was like, dude, if you don't hurry up and just get on this little ship and get the
it was
hell
a
out
short
of here.
movie. You know, it was what hour and a half, maybe hour.
It was
50
about hour and
minutes?
45 or
hour
so.
50,
Yeah,
45 minutes. Yeah.
yeah. That was not dope. And all of a sudden, you know, she's like different. It's just we'll go on.
And it's cool because I mean, when they fish Janet out, she comes back out, and you know, in that process of them trying to get her out,
Right.
and on the way back out of the quantum realm, Ghost is trying to free herself
That's
from
right.
her whole
Yeah.
situation,
Mhm.
'cause
And she
got
actually,
exposed as a kid,
cures her.
yeah,
Yeah.
because she's
technically.
actually part of the quantum realm. now. So like now, Janet Van Dyne has all these powers.
We forgot to explain like how Ghost got her powers. Is that really important? Do we want to spoil that for
I
everybody?
mean,
In a sense, it is because it's interesting because you want to know how the hell she's
Well, so
going through all
apparently, I
these
guess
doors and
I guess Hank Pym was not a very kind people to people he used to work with. So
Yeah.
he made a
Yeah.
lot of enemies, and I guess one of the main enemies, which his name escapes me right now, but his father, I guess he got him fired from Shield.
yeah.
And then he just went off on his own because he got discredited as a scientist. He went off on his own, and in the experiment of trying to work on something quantum realm related, I guess it exploded, killed Ghost's parents, and left her with those powers, with those phasing powers.
Yeah.
And I guess Shield trained her to be an assassin, and with the hopes of curing her one day. And then I guess they never did. And of course, Shield fell apart when all the Winter Soldier stuff happened. Sorry, losing my breath here. My goodness. And she, of course, she's got a bone to pick. She wants to get cured. You know, she doesn't want to die.
Yeah.
Which is, you know, I don't understand her motivation for staying alive. I think she wanted the pain to end. That
Yeah,
was the
'cause she
idea.
was-
That she wanted the pain to end.
that was one of
Yeah.
the big things.
But it seemed to me where she was scared to die. But I was like, thinking to myself in my brain, like, dude, your parents are dead.
Yeah, there's other
You know?
things, Speedy. There's soda and pie. There's other
But I'm
things
like,
in the
you know
world.
what I'm saying? I mean, like, your parents are dead, you know?
Speedy was like, why didn't she end it in her teens?
I guess it was difficult to kill yourself, too, you know? It
Right.
might be difficult to kill yourself when you keep phasing.
Yeah. Nah, she just wanted the pain to end. I that's why I actually liked the villain. The villain had a good motivation. It wasn't too far fetched. I like the fact that it wasn't like, you know, they kind of did a slight twist where she was like, hey, well, how does your suit work? And she was like, no, this is just how I am. The suit's supposed to help. But I didn't expect that. I thought it was going to be somebody else with another suit. I thought we were in an Iron Man situation.
Right.
I like the fact that she just had those abilities.
powers.
Yeah.
cool.
She used them well. It was cool. She was in pain. I empathized with her. She had beautiful eyes. Hopefully she's on Tinder.
You gonna find her on Tinder right now?
Look her up. you know?
Instagram.
If she's not shooting, if she's out there and she's not shooting anything, come talk to me about.
Come right here, get Culture
Yeah,
Congress.
I can
Let's do
definitely
it.
help
Let's make
out.
it happen.
You know.
Yeah. And there's a bunch of
No,
people
but
here.
I like that part of the story. I like the Goliath, Bill Foster turning on them, and I like that angle.
You like that
that was
that
really
young,
cool.
refreshed Lawrence Fishburne scene there?
Yeah, you know, the only person I'll say this though, when they tried to make Michael Douglas young, he still look old.
For real.
Yeah,
You can never make
Oh, Michael Douglas always look old.
yeah,
I'm
he's been
sorry.
Make him
47.
look
He's been
young.
47 for the past 60 years. Yeah,
Oh man. Oh, so long story short, Janet Van Dyne cures Ghost, apparently temporarily, but it was just enough quantum power, I guess, in her body, enough to cure her for right now, or at least to make the pain go away.
Oh, well, we forgot the whole one of the underlying plots I thought was good. I feel like I like this movie now. The way
Oh, here we go.
Are you
But I
gonna
don't. But I
change
did
your
not. I
score?
did not like. I have a reason why I don't. Really don't.
Okay.
Do you need the gauntlet again?
Him trying to not be violated for probation or for parole, for house arrest.
Yes, that was
is
funny.
a great angle to the story because he's always trying to make sure he gets back.
Make sure he's there.
Right.
Yeah. So in the end, of course, he doesn't get in
He
trouble.
doesn't get caught. And that's interesting. It's fun to watch when you're watching the movie. How is he gonna get back? Because the FBI's on to him. And the John, what is his name? I just said his name. And
John
I forgot.
Woo? Is it Woo?
The Jimmy
Jimmy
Woo
Jimmy Woo,
character.
yeah.
Is like, oh, I see him. Man. He's trying to bust him not being at the house.
Yeah.
Every time he busts in, he's there doing
Yeah.
something. What, taking a bath or throwing up or something like that?
Yeah.
I think it was the last one. So of course, everything's great. Janet Van Dyne is back home finally. The antagonist is defeated, and we get the famous mid-credit scene that is causing panic throughout social media right now. You're supposed to wear it, bro.
I know I got sweaty though.
Yeah, he's mad sweaty. Yeah.
It's really moist.
Give
in
it,
there.
it back to me. Give it back. Give it back. Give me. Just leave the gauntlet idle, okay? All right, let's leave it right here. There you go. Very good. So, of course, they need more quantum power, I guess, to keep Ghost cured.
Quantum. What did they say? Quantum healing cubes.
Oh, sorry. Quantum healing chemicals. Is that a
Quantum. That's what it was called. Quantum human. What?
Quantum
quantum
healing
healing
chemicals
chemicals.
or particles. Quantum healing particles. I think it was.
quantum particles. Let's
Yeah.
skip with that. Quantum energy. There you
Yeah.
go. Sorry.
Ah, yes.
Quantum energy. So they send Mr. Scott Lang into the quantum realm once again. And while he's in the quantum realm getting his particles, guess what? The snap happens.
Snapchat.
The snap happens and everybody is gone. Everybody who was outside
I didn't
watching
think
him.
everybody
was
would be gone. To be honest
Yeah,
with you.
his girlfriend, Janet, and Hank
Yeah.
are gone.
Hope, Janet, and Hank are all gone.
Hope is gone.
Two Wasp and an old
and they
Ant-Man.
are and they are Ash when we get that scene of them in Ash, which is kind of sad.
And now he's stuck in the quantum.
Yeah. So
Quantum
she did
verse.
drop some lines though about some like time vortexes and stuff like that.
That's exactly
It's
what I
just
wanted to get into. That's
setting up subtly some plot devices for Avengers 4.
Yeah.
You know,
I wonder if
What do you think about that,
I
guys?
think Ant-Man's gonna play a real intricate part in the whole movie
put on this
because,
gauntlet again here.
and that's gonna be the part where he probably
Ooh,
lands
it is kind of sweaty.
in New York. Why he's in New York in the first place?
Yeah.
At the first scene of Avengers, the
Right.
first Avengers movie. I think that's how he lands up in there and how they kind of get the heads up about what's going on.
But he doesn't really know either. So how is he gonna find out?
I don't know. I mean, he'll be in the quant. He'll probably, can perceive it. I don't
Come
know.
on, Tarek. You're the plot. You're the
Because-
plot device maker. Come
Because
on.
here's the thing. She knows
Tell
about
it to me.
So Janet Van Dyne talks about stuff they've been doing. You guys been doing great work, and you're doing really good. And she's been in the quantumverse the whole time. I wonder, how does she know that? How does she know they've been doing good? How does she know who Scott is? Well, she sees through.
You see?
She sees through
I think you
somebody
need
who's
this.
been there. And I have it. And Star Lord won't punch me in the face for no reason. So I think it's a weird reality warp type place, which is perfect for.
So you can change channels and just watch stuff that's happening, kind of
I think you're tied into
watch some different feeds, some different news feeds and time.
Yeah,
and
you're
space,
so below.
huh?
You probably tied into everything.
Maybe. I buy it.
Yeah.
But what the heck is he gonna do about it? He's kind of like a dodo.
Well, I think he can get out. I think he'll find a way. He's a very.
He got out before?
Yeah.
He's a
the one that
master
got out
artist
before.
of getting out of trouble.
Yeah.
That's about it.
He has a lot of. He's not as smart as him, but he has a lot more ingenuity because he doesn't think scientifically all the time. He's just like, oh, let me try this. Yeah.
Interesting. So that's it, guys. That's it for our spoiler full review of Ant-Man and Wasp. Anything else you want to add?
I just
there?
want to say one thing. It wasn't funny.
The ending, though.
No,
that
in
mid-credit scene,
in general, I think it was supposed to be really funny, and I didn't find it that funny. I found some moments funny.
Yeah, some moments were funny. I agree.
found some moments funny, but the ex-con company, that was funny. The relationship between Ant-Man and the cop, Jimmy Woo.
Yeah, that was funny.
That was funny. But a lot of it just fell flat. Now maybe it was meant for a different type of humor, but I've seen Deadpool 2 now, and Deadpool 2 is hilarious.
Yeah.
And now it's and Thor Ragnarok was funny. So now it's yo, you can't just be halfway funny.
I just think it just happened to come right after Avengers, and just people are just eating up anything.
I think a third one will wrap up the whole Ant-Man. I think they'll stop after a third movie.
Yeah.
Because one, he doesn't have too many villains to really deal with. Because
Yeah.
Ghost is technically an Iron Man villain.
Yeah, that's true.
So
Yeah, what's he gonna fight? A giant cockroach?
right,
A giant ant.
legit, like cucaracha.
Another thing. How are those ants getting around so fast?
Yo,
Like, this dude was
legit. I've never seen ants move that fast.
Come on, man. This dude was on an ant in the woods and flew to the city and got there before. Like, yo, things don't fly that fast. It would take an ant a long time to get from my bathroom
It's
to
because
my den.
they shrink and they go big, and they shrink and they go big.
man.
You know,
He took a.
it's kind of like the same way like a plane goes high to go faster, travel distance.
he flew a small ant in a matter of 30 miles. I was like, come on, man. Unless he swapped ants.
Yeah, for real.
We want to
That's
know
the
how
only
that
way.
works, Marvel. Okay,
Yeah,
please
please, explain to me.
contact us right now. Okay, we want to know. All right, guys. That's it, I guess, for us today here at Geek Culture Congress. The next time we come back, we'll try and get some other stuff, and we have to review a bunch of stuff, guys. We have to talk about Luke Cage season 2.
Yeah.
I just got finished with I got caught up with Cloak and Dagger, which was like episode 6 that just happened. That's been pretty interesting. Pretty good show so far.
Is it weird if we talk about The Incredibles?
You can talk about it. I'm never probably going to see it till later, and I don't care if you
still
spoil it
haven't
for
seen
me.
it?
No,
Oh,
I haven't
man.
seen it yet. But
Slipping.
if you'd like to spoil it for me, go ahead. I'll be all right.
That's amazing that you feel that way.
Yeah.
That's why I had the gauntlet.
Did you do something to me? Wait. No, I'm just kidding. Go ahead. Incredibles 2.
Are we gonna do it right now?
Sure, why not?
Okay.
You've seen it.
You
Yeah,
seen
it's
it?
That's 2 against 1. Don't worry about it.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
What'd you
take
think?
it. I take it for the team.
I thought it was good. I think I got off to a slow. Well, it started off quick, really slowed down, but then the pace picked up. I actually liked the villain. I liked the twist. It was good. I liked it
Interesting.
overall. Overall, it was dope.
Again, good. Not funny.
Not great?
Not
Not
as
funny?
funny. Not as nearly as
Not
funny.
fun,
as
like Disney funny?
No,
No?
they didn't even. I don't think First Incredibles was hilarious. They didn't play up on like the fact that these guys are like the First Incredibles really played up on like, yo, what do superheroes be like in their normal
Right.
lives?
Right,
and
right,
normal,
right.
and, like, their
They
house
didn't
and
really
stuff,
play
yeah.
up on that. It was a lot of that baby. And
Yeah, they
I
really-
was so tired of that damn baby.
Yeah, they really played that. They played that baby out. Really.
They gotta
man.
sell them toys, bro.
Oh,
They gotta sell
man,
them plush
listen.
animals, bro.
Listen,
Come on.
spoiler, the baby fights the raccoon, and it's funny. But I was like, okay, that's enough of the baby. I was so tired of that baby. It's really,
Yeah.
it's really ridiculous. But it was actually, I think it was good, but it wasn't. It was more serious than I thought it was going to be.
Yeah,
It
interesting.
had like more like,
You think they try to go a little Marvel with it?
yeah, it had more like, oh, the social ramifications of technologies and families. It
In a
was-
Pixar movie?
Yo, they went deep. I mean,
Wow.
I thought A Bug's Life was kind of deep. Like
Yeah.
it spoke on to some things. But yeah, I enjoyed The Incredibles, but it was like a legit. I would say this: the action sequences look dope in there.
Yeah.
You know, as a member of the Black delegation, I really like Frozone.
Frozone. I heard
Like,
they're gonna. I heard
Frozone's dope.
They're
I
playing
like
in the
Frozone.
Frozone spinoff.
Listen,
There was a petition to make Frozone part of the Marvel universe.
yeah,
For real.
Frozone put in work
yeah.
in this one, man. Frozone was throwing them hands.
Wow.
I wasn't mad at him.
He's
It was-
the OG. He's the OG.
Yeah, it was
That's
good.
like Luke Cage showing up or something like that. you know?
Right. Oh man.
Right.
I would really like to see The Incredibles and The Simpsons get older just once.
Yeah.
That's the one thing I want. Get older, not like Michael Douglas older.
But
Because
see, then you
No,
gotta do it
that's
like
too
how, like
Yeah.
you know how Nickelodeon did with the Rugrats. They were babies for so long, and then they
Right.
made the Rugrats teenagers, and
Yeah.
completely fell off.
Wow.
yeah, everyone hated it. That's true.
Yeah. Well, look what they did to Thundercats.
Oh, they're making them. Yeah. Yeah.
They turned them into like Adventure World. What do they call it? It's like Adventure World or one of those
Is it
crazy
like they-
Nickelodeon cartoons.
They're making it
that's
like
just
Teen Titans Go.
Oh
Yeah.
God,
They're doing that with Thundercats.
but worse.
Yeah.
But more drugs,
Yeah.
more drugs.
more speed involved. Skip that, guys. Okay.
Yeah.
So-
So I enjoyed Incredibles more than Ant-Man and Wasp. I hate to say it.
Yeah,
Interesting.
I think they're about that level.
They're almost the same. Yeah.
About the same. Really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Cool. Very cool. I'll still check it out one of these days.
It's worth a
I
watch.
still have
Speedy.
small children anymore. You know.
Dude, I watched that movie.
Man,
Like, are you crazy? You
I
kidding
was
me?
a grown ass man in that theater
Yeah, me
watching.
too. Dude. I was
Yeah.
there chilling. I had a beer too.
That's a problem.
Like, whatever.
You get them looks, man.
Ain't no, we
Yeah.
ain't got no shame.
You get them looks.
And I did wait 3 weeks, and I went on like a Tuesday, like 9:30 a.m.
Yeah.
I was plotting it around summer school.
That's like them guys. That's like them guys that go watch them My Little Pony movies.
No,
and
it's
them-
nothing like that, Speedy.
No, I'm not gonna lie. I did that with Lego Batman.
I did. I have a problem with Batman. So
So I'm a
I
big
have an
Batman
obsession
fan.
with Batman. yeah.
I didn't want to be judged if I went to go see
No,
Lego Batman.
I went first day.
So I
to go
went
see
early.
Lego
Well, that's,
Batman.
my cousin was a key grip on Incredibles too, so I had to see it.
Oh, there you
Yeah, yeah. No, he works in the office, so I had to go see it. That's the reason. That's the real reason. I went. What's up, cuz? I don't put his name out there, but that's why I went to go
go.
see
All
it.
right. So next week, hopefully, we'll get back and we'll powwow. We'll figure out what we're going to talk about. It's going to be either Luke Cage or some Cloak and Dagger, or I'm actually watching Runaways finally.
Ah, okay.
So you watch Runaways?
I
Jen?
watched Runaways, yeah.
So I'm actually watching Runaways. So don't tell me nothing about that. I'm still like in episode 3, something like that.
And I'm watching. What am I watching? Altered Carbon right now.
Altered Carbon's
I
dope.
thought
We could
about
talk about
watching-
some
checking
Altered
that out.
Carbon all day.
I just started watching that. We'll see
Altered
how far I
Carbon
get.
is incredible, especially if you like the gritty sci-fi old
Yeah.
school stuff.
I will say
That's
I'm
a
on the
dope
first
show,
three,
guys.
first 3 or 4 episodes, and it's a massive amount of male nudity.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so
So
it's got some
we'll see if I can-
homoerotic stuff,
See if I can push through.
but it's a dope sci-fi show. It's a dope
Yeah.
sci-fi show. You enjoy
Yeah.
it. Especially you like that like kind of Blade Runner kind of tasty, sci-fi stuff.
Yeah.
Definitely enjoy it.
Did you just say
Hey,
tasty?
tasty?
Tasty.
Keep this gauntlet right here with me. You can't be trusted.
Joey franchise. Anything else that we're gonna talk about in the future?
I would love to get into more some Captain Marvel stuff.
Wow, definitely.
Eventually, definitely want to get into that soon. Also, now that we have the Snapchat happen in the Ant-Man and
Ant-Man,
Wasp, definitely get into some theories about what could potentially happen.
Snapchat. Can we
I like
can we
that.
copyright that? The Snapchat.
I've been hearing it around. I've been hearing it around. I've been hearing the blogs talk
Gosh,
about
darn
it.
it.
Pretty sure it's probably
Okay.
already happened, but it just sounds dope. So yeah, just get into stuff like that.
All right, guys. Thank you so much. Of course, Tarek, let them know about what's going on. Anything that's going on in your world, please.
Just hit me up on the Twitter and on the YouTube. Another movie coming out next week.
You do.
You'll be seeing. It's not widespread, but I'll be putting it out there for the world to
Good.
see. Something I
Very
wrote
nice.
and edited myself.
Yeah.
Yeah,
No, it's dope.
And,
That's the best ones.
yeah,
You own them 100%.
absolutely.
But plug it, man. Plug it.
Oh, it's called Codename, and it'll be out next
All right.
week on my YouTube page.
All right.
So
Is
be
it
on the
like
lookout.
action and excitement?
It's suspense.
Suspense?
Action. Yeah,
Dope.
suspense. Because
Dope.
I don't have the budget for action right now.
You'd be surprised what you could do in After Effects, buddy. All right, Mr. Joey Franchise. Let them know what's going on in your world, please.
Continue to follow me on the gram and on Twitter at Joey Franchise, of course. Wild 94.1 Monday through Friday, 7 to midnight. And yeah, just a few things. I got a sneaker show coming up for any sneakerheads out there. August 5th out in Tampa. I got all the information on my IG, so definitely check the flyer out there, amongst other things.
So, of course, you can check me out, my Nocturnal Life. Follow me, DJ Speedy JR, all the socials. And Geek Culture Congress is going to be at our first Comic-Con, guys.
Hey,
Yes, and that's in August. We will be with the Armas Comics out there.
Fire.
And we'll be promoting the show, of course, and taking pictures with the Infinity Gauntlet, hopefully. And out there helping out the Armas Comics as well. And we want to meet you. So if you listen to the show, come out to the Infinity Comic Con. That's in Kissimmee, Florida. And that's the 25th and the 26th. We'll be out there both days. That's in the Osceola Heritage Park building. It's like a convention center, Osceola Convention Center, or something like that. Out there in Kissimmee. We'll be out there August 25th and 26th, Infinity Comic Con, and we'll be also with the Animus Comics, and he'll be doing sketches and all that good stuff of his comic, Alienauts, as well. All right. So of course, follow us on the socials, Geek Culture Congress on Instagram, also on Facebook. Find the Facebook page and like it. Thank you so much for listening to us. Geek Culture Congress signing off. Mr. Tarek Lewis, thank you. Mr.
Peace,
Joey
y'all.
Franchise.
Yeah.
Next time, we'll be talking about some other stuff happening in geekdom, as well as upcoming events and breaking news and all that good stuff, okay? Same bad time, same bad channel. We'll see you next time.
Peace.